All right. Okay. Welcome everybody to the week 3 playoffs of Leviathan versus Uprising Goats. My name is Grant. I will be one of your casters here, and I'm joined by Globby here. We're just waiting for both teams to give us the good to go, and then we will get this show on the road. Going over the lineups for Leviathan, we have Native and Crazy on tank, Mitch and Bacon Boy on DPS, and Phoenix Fox and BZY on support. For Goats, or for Uprising Goats, I should say, we have Breedable and Zeus on tank, Milk and Caboose on DPS, and we have Zip and Zark on support. Like I said before, we're just waiting on a ready from both teams. Then we'll get this thing going. In the meantime, I'll be watching over chat, so if anybody has any comments they want to give out, I'd be more than glad to read them and such. But like I said before, we're just waiting on readies from both teams. This should be a very good matchup as these are two highly spoken about teams. I can't recall their records or their regular season records from memory, but from all the talk around the league itself, this should be a very entertaining matchup for you all. Just waiting on both teams to set up their respective streams as well. Hopefully, we see some more comps besides the standard Ryan Diva Rush. It'd be very fun to see some six-man played here today, as well as some ball comps as well. Those are very fun to watch. Then again, this is T2 and Platinum and Invicta, so I will not be surprised one bit if we are just going to stick to the Rush comps today. As for Busan, this map you can play a lot of different comps on, but especially on Downtown, the Downtown and maybe Sanctuary, you can play that six-man comp, which is very effective. As for Control Center, that's where Rush is more favored with a Mei due to the easy Mei wall spots. And I did notice that Bacon here, he does play a little bit of Sim, so a Sim Mei comp could favor Leviathan pretty easily, pretty favorably. Alright, we got a ready from Leviathan. We're just waiting on a ready from Uprising Goats. Additionally, our hero, or not a hero pool, but our map pool for today's playoff game is Busan, clearly shown right now. Then we go to Junkertown, and all the way over to Hanamura, then Eichenwald, then Lijiang Tower to end it off. Alright, we've got it ready from both teams. Good luck to both, and let's hope for a fun and entertaining game.
Now traveling to Busan. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Hey Glob, can we get a spectator check on Kron, who just joined, please? I'm not sure who they're for. I can try and check.
They're for goats.
Okay, can you just change that spectator, please? Alright, from the Leviathan side, we have a more creative comp here. Sigma, the Sigma Zarya, Pharmacy, Soldier Ana, and then from the Uprising Goat side, we have a 6-man comp. Pushing right over the Mega to start things off. Uprising Goat's looking to pounce on a target. The Mercy and Farah caught out. And the Pharmacy drops. Goat's heading over to the point while Leviathan is going to try and stall out this point for the time being. This is a clear fight win for Uprising Goats here. We're not close on any team's ultimates as of yet, but we do see that Fight Milk is halfway to his Death Blossom. Breedable resetting to try and get his Diva Mech back, and we do see Native swap over to the Reinhardt for Leviathan. Not a Lucio here though. That plays favorably with the Reinhardt. Native onto the point. Breedable is back. Goes looking to pounce on a target. Reinhardt pins in. Native is getting Jesus here. This Pharah must be a little bit troublesome for Uprising Goats here, as they have no solid counter to it. They're still gonna try and fight this out though. See two ults come out from both, come out. Oh, and it looks like that Coalescence is gonna get two. Secure Uprising Goats at that point. We have a Death Blossom and an EMP from Uprising Goats, as well as closing in on Beat, Diva Bomb, as well as Primal. And then for Leviathan, they got Nano and Barrage. So that could be a combo that can win them the fight here. Let's see what both these teams do. As it seems Leviathan is going to go for a left side push here. Trying to rotate around the point. Let's see if Zip here can try and get a cheeky boop away. They're going to try and rotate back here. But the Rhine misses his pin just a little bit. And the team does seem very separated as of now. Leviathan pushing on the point. EMP out from the boost, as well as Blossom killing 2. Picket 3. Barrage used but killing nobody here. This seems like a very swift and easy map win for Uprising, unless Leviathan pulls something out here that secures them the fight. Nope, they have yet to use Nano Boost, which is very surprising to me. Soldier probably has touch here. Yep, overtime initiated. The team is very separated though still, with the Hog coming up on stairs. Nano comes out onto the Reinhardt. Batter hits 4. Oh, Leviathan might still be in this. Oh, but the Sombra dies the Diva Bomb, and that is a clear A very clear win for Uprising Goats on Busan downtown.
Score.
I really do like seeing that 6-man comp being played.
Ready for battle.
From the end of Leviathan, we do see the Sim swap, but no Lucio. Sim, Junkrat, Ryan, Zarya. And then as for Uprising Goats, they are going to swap onto this classic rush, both on Hanzo,
4,
rather than a McCree or a Symmetra.
1.
We see Ana Zen from Leviathan with a rush comp. That might not be very beneficial for them, but let's see how it plans out. Uprising Goats initiating early onto the high ground here, taking favorable positioning against Leviathan. Reinhardt pinning in. More comes out. Still this very intense mid-fight, but Jesus getting a pick onto that Junkrat. Zenyatta getting pressured and falling. Because Reinhardt should follow as well. That's 2 for Breedable here. And the point has yet to be captured. Bite Milk taking the point by himself. Does end up getting the Symmetra, and Diana falls shortly after.
Time to raise my APM.
We do see BZY swap back onto that Moira. Window comes out as well as Shatter getting 1. Oh, but Fight Milk gets 2. Make it 3 with that Dragon Strike. Very nice team play coming out from Uprising Goats here. Uprising Goats coming up on Shatter and Bomb as well as Beat. And whereas from Leviathan they do have Riptire, but he falls with a headshot. Nano Boost comes out onto Native, and that's a massive shatter from Jesus. Blizzard comes out. Oh, this could still be winnable for Leviathan, but does not seem that they're going to profit off of that Blizzard as it did come out a little bit late. 60% for Uprising Goats here as they only end up using Shatter as well as Blizzard, I believe. Mitch, please, here with a Junkrat tire, which can swing the fight pretty readily. Oh, but he gets picked again due to another headshot. Leviathan rotating point. DX Fox caught out. Riptire and Diva Bomb come out as well as Beat. Diva Bomb gets 1. Boost with a kill onto the break here, and then Mitch, please, gets the Mei with Riptire, and Native gets 2. Ends up falling himself. Dragon Strike comes out onto point. Bite Milk getting the Zarya as well as the Mei. I'm not sure if Leviathan has a touch here. And that's the Moira and the Junkrat touch just readily. Bite Milk getting 2 once more. Make it 3. And that is going to be a very swift and easy win for Uprising Goats.
Play of the game.
Window is a very powerful ult. I'm not surprised that Storm Arrow did that much damage against Leviathan there. Alright, it is 1-0 in Uprising Goats' favors. We're going to make some swaps over here, and then we'll get right back to the action here soon. The next map for us will be Junkertown. A map that plays very differently than a lot of other maps in Overwatch, more specifically favoring to those high mobility comps or those bunker comps, such as Double Shield, the classic ball comp with Hamster and Diva, as well as maybe with a little bit of Double Bubble, but with the state of both Winston and Zarya right now, highly unlikely for that comp to be played. What we might see here is a Hanzo, as well as hit scan heroes pop off, make some plays for either of the teams. So I'm looking forward to see what both teams can do here on this map. Lots of swaps coming out here for Leviathan. Just getting those finalized, then we shall start the next map. Alright, we are good to go. For Junkertown, once again, it is 1-0 in the favor of Uprising Goats. Let's see how this new comp works out for Leviathan here, as I believe they swapped every player on their team, or at least swapped their roles. I'm excited to see what comps are going to be played here, because like I said, you can play a lot of comps, as in you run some dive bunker. My personal favorite, either the hamster comp with a Brig Zen or Hog and Sigma, which is a surprisingly effective comp from excuse me. From the end of Leviathan, we see a Rhine Diva approach with Bap Mercy, Sim Hanzo. And then, like I said before, from the end of Uprising Goats, we do see the ever so popular Double Shield. But without a Baptiste nor a Mercy. Oh, we do see the Bap and a Mercy. Rocket Soldier is a very scary hero currently. I want to see what... I'm excited to see what Caboose can do on that hero today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Goats here taking initial positioning on the cart. Trying to get this thing as far as possible before they engage in a brawl, trying to spam the other team out. Fight Milk getting a pick onto the Baptiste. That is a huge pick, but the Mercy attempts the res, gets the res off. Still in the mid-fight with Leviathan pushing back, giving the Uprising Goat some space. Immort out from Gordito. And Dr. Caboose getting the Reinhardt.
Now show them.
Fight Milk kills the BAP and Breedable gets the Hanzo. This should seem like a very easy fight win for Uprising Goats here. The Sim falls next and the D.Va gets demeched, as well as the Mercy in very vulnerable position. And this should be point for Uprising Goats here. Approaching ults, we have Uprising Goats with Window, as well as 3 more ults coming online soon.
Only
And then with
Junkertown is
and then for Leviathan we have some Metro Wall and closing in on Valkyrie. The swap Junkrat on the Junkrat swap ends up working out and to counter this double shield a little bit. But Uprising Goats here, they're just gonna play this a little bit passive, gonna wait for their Sigma to get back from spawn. Oh, but Fight Milk gets the Junkrat. Fight Milk has been having a huge impact on this Hanzo here, getting picks essentially every single fight for Uprising Goats. Window comes out on low ground, as well as Visor. Visor gets 1. Make it 2. And that should be the fight. This DPS duo from Uprising Goats having a massive impact here. Ziptail ends up falling due to Junkrat concussion mine. Window comes out from Leviathan. But Fight Milk does get that Junkrat, which is a solid trade. Dragons come out. Oh, Breedable killing the Symmetra. Flux comes out, gets the BAP. Oh, the BAP does not end up falling, but Fight Milk end up killing the Hog, the Mercy, and the Reinhardt. Making plays once more. And Uprising Goats cap the second point with 5 minutes and 3 seconds remaining. What a time. It doesn't seem like that this Leviathan team is not making a whole lot of, or is not obtaining a whole lot of success in countering this double shield. Oh, Mitch end up getting zipped. The DPS killing 2 and Phoenix Fox getting another. Sigma hooked. Bullhog coming out. Fire on the high ground. Window comes out. Ends up getting the Sigma. Uprising Goats here are going to take a little bit more of a passive stance here. But Zard getting Treeheart. Orisa hooked in. So it doesn't seem that will have that great of an impact here. Phoenix does end up killing the Baptiste though. It does not seem that this Uprising Goats team is making any progress on point. Dragon Strike comes out getting nobody. Oh, but he does force out Immort. Be very influential in the grand scheme of things here. Bongo comes out. Oh, but Shatter getting 2 on the low ground. Oh, but due to the Bongo, the overall, the sheer power of Uprising Goats comp, the Reinhardt falls. And the Moira and Symmetra fall accordingly. Junkrat ends up falling, unable to get out. They still have 3.5 minutes left on this clock. Visor comes out. Oh, Jesus getting one. The main tank specifically. And the Symmetra caught out. Ends up getting the Baptiste. Oh, but that does not seem to be enough even with the window investment. Speedwell getting two. Oh, and the Riptire. How unfortunate. Leviathan swapping these stall comps as of stopping these stall comps. Trying to slow down this time as far as they can. Mohawk comes out. Trying to hold on to that last bit of hope they have with this stall. Hanzo and Sim trade. Oh, but Dr. Caboose gets two. And the very big Mercy res onto their Hanzo for Uprising goes. And it does not seem that Leviathan was able to get any kills onto Uprising goes. And Uprising goes. Getting 3 points on Junkertown with 2:06 left on the clock. The double shield does seem very effective on a map like Junkertown. Seeing how, as the point's wide open, the only effective shield break is Soldier and Hanzo. But Leviathan opts to stick with a Symmetra Junkrat approach. And with the long sightlines as well, it's very hard for a rush comp to push here. And with so little corners, it's even more difficult for him to gain space on that Uprising Goats double shield comp. Speaking of comps, we'll see each team's chosen composition here in a minute.
Ready for battle.
The same comp for Uprising Goats here. Double shield on defense. Strong. Even stronger on defense, one could say, rather than attack.
Attackers incoming in
And it
30
appears
seconds.
that Leviathan is going for more for a dive comp here. With a Junkrat. Haven't seen that one before.
Golden. Golden.
Oh, I apologize, they're on Sombra here. This dive comp could work very well against this double shield if they end up executing it effectively, but this double shield comp is just
3,
generally a lot more stronger than dive.
attackers incoming.
And they do end up stopping back onto this Junkrat.
Stop the payload.
Phoenix Fox flanking around trying to get a pick or two. Okay, trying to make an aggressive play here. Oh, the Sigma caught out. This is gonna force Uprising Ghost to fall back a little bit here. Fall back a little bit. Zip looking for a res. Gets off in Caboose, getting a kill onto the Junkrat. Caboose killing the Junkrat as soon as he gets res. Caboose getting another, but the Mercy this time. And it seems that the Leviathan will just fall apart here. As those picks is too much for them to handle. Mitch here getting aggressive. But ends up dying rather than getting value. Very unfortunate here. Fight Milk getting two. Making this Leviathan regroup even longer than it needs to be. And Caboose getting Rebel Mars with the Helix nades. 120 damage without a damage boost, direct hit is a lot. Even with that Mercy pocket, it does even more. Dr. Caboose decimating Phoenix Fox. It appears his dive comp isn't being very effective for Leviathan here, as like I said before, the double shield is very strong here. Window coming out from Zarkmon. That's just going to solidify the fight win even further. Leviathan here swapping over to a rush style comp. Feeding in, trying to get aggressive onto this double shield. Ultimate arrow from both ends. Dr. Caboose falling with that tactical visor in use. Waiting to see if anything else is going to happen here. By Milk getting Mitch, please. Try her pinning in. Dragons come out as well as Diva Bomb. Lots of ultimates being used here. Diva Bomb gets the Mercy, but Bite Milk ends up getting a McCree in turn. Bite Milk getting another. Almost capping point. Rebel Mars ends up having to back off. Mitch dying so late with only so little time left. Extremely unfortunate for this Leviathan team, as that might secure them not being able to obtain this victory with only taking this 5v6. Minnow comes out from Zark. Leviathan unable to rotate and contest this, but Shrihar halted into the window. Mitch please ends up falling once more. There's like a commonality at this point. Leviathan trying to make an aggressive play and at least attempt to get point capture. Phoenix Fox dying. Visor again gets 2, gets 3. That is a team kill for Uprising Goats and another victory as they go up 2-0. And match point is obtainable for them. Bite Milk and Dr. Caboose putting in the absolute most for this Uprising Goats team as they're seemingly going uncontested. Alright, with another fantastic match under wraps, it is once again 2-0 in the favor of Uprising Goats. We're going to wait for swaps and another ready as well as swap sides here, and we'll get right back to the action very soon. Next map up will be Hanamura 2CP. Just waiting for swaps and readies from both teams here. And I believe we will be taking a short little break as well. Like I said before, we'll be back to the action very soon. Alright. As for swamps, we do have a couple from both teams here. We have Barry in for Caboose. We also have Kron in for Fight Milk. Swapping around the DPS comp when both Dr. Caboose and Milk have been doing so much work on each role. Then, as for Leviathan, we have Rebel and Mitch on DPS. We have Godzi and Easy on support. And tanks wise, I am notified that we have Native in, but not sure for who. We have Native coming in for Phoenix here, and that should be all the swaps for right now. Native and Tree on tank. Alright, we do have that. Composition-wise for Hanamura, attacking, it is very popular to do a sim teleport directly onto point with a Reinhardt style of comp, with or without a sim in general, or like I said with all of the other comps here, a hamster comp. More of a dive-esque to be able to take space more easily on a map such as Hanamura where the long sightlines play against in your favor. For defense, you can play rush. You can play rush as well, which is popular. Ball comp again, or double shield, which we might see Uprising Goats play here as they seemed very effective on it. Waiting for readies, then we should be good to go.
We ready? I'm sorry.
Nope. Not yet. Just
Okay.
waiting on them. You have a ready from Uprising Goats, just waiting on one from Leviathan. And for you guys who just tuned in with us, it is currently 2-0 in Uprising Goats' favor. And I believe if they win this game, they go to the finals? Maybe? I'm not sure, to be exact, but a win's a win. And they are up 2-0. They're in within arm's length of getting that win. Alright, we have it ready from both teams.
Traveling to Hanamura. Initiating match.
Here in a minute, we'll be able to see which comp each team will be playing. And that is something I'm very curious about. Because you you gotta play dive, rush. You can play a lot of things on this map as well.
Ready for battle.
For Leviathan here, they're running a Rhine Zarya Rush, a Mercy Ana, and a Symmetra. And then as for Uprising Goats here, they're running the classic double shield with a pocket Ashe on Hanamura. Ashe on Hanamura is exceptionally strong, as that her potential with a pocket, especially with the positions she can play on this map, are absolutely deadly. And then Uprising Goats opting for a Symmetra here. Oh wait, we do have a swap on the Leviathan side for a Winston. Oh, I apologize, Reinhardt. I would assume Uprising Goats are going to be looking for the SimTP based on the positioning they're playing. SimTP come out onto the high ground rather than point. Gonna play this long sightline on the point, which if they do so, they're gonna have to rotate very quick due to the all-out damage potential of this double shield comp that the President Ghost is running. Oh, Mitch please getting very close to death. Native trying to make a play onto point. Oh, but ends up falling, overextending from the rest of their team. Oh, BZY ends up falling, unfortunately, as well as Mitch as well. This is a very quick and easy fight win for Uprising Goats here. I wonder if we're going to see a full hold. Which way this match is going is likely, unless a classic 2 CP moment happens. Uprising Goats here playing a little bit of height. And their Sigma just playing point. Are paying into the team. He used from Yana. Rebel Mars picking the Symmetra, but they're on the drops in turn as well as their Zarya. Mitch gets one with his turret. Ends up falling himself. Now using Pin Halted away. Bob used from Barry. It seems both teams are sitting idly waiting for more players to join them. Minute 50 left for Leviathan in their attack. And it seems that Rebel Mars is going to go for a visor play. We'll teleport onto the left high ground once more. Trying to rotate onto the Sage, force her out of their position. It seems they're going for a longer, more lengthy rotate. Visor comes out, generating space for the rest of the team. Ends up getting buried. Shatter comes out, getting both supports. Lots of ultimates coming out from both teams. But it seems that Leviathan will be running away with this one.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
60 seconds. Objective lost.
3 minutes and 52 seconds on the clock for Leviathan to try and capture point B here. Seems that they are going to opt for a teleport onto this right side. But they do notice, however, that Uprising Goats is playing there as well. But it seems the SimTP was a bait in order to generate space for Leviathan to rotate onto this high ground. Still in the mid-fight stage. Readable ends up getting the Reinhardt here. Barry getting the Symmetra, but itself falling to the soldier playing low ground mid. But even so, it appears that Uprising Goats will win this fight pretty easily, especially off of native falling for Leviathan. No compositional changes yet from either team. I do want to touch a little bit onto this Ashe spot that Barry is playing here. It is very difficult to contest a Pocket Ashe here as, well, the Mercy is very sustained healing as well as you have to adjust your whole comp around contesting that one Ashe. TP onto the middle high ground. Flux coming out, killing the Ana off impact. Readable getting the Zarya. Off of that one ultimate, it appears that Uprising Goats will win this fight as well. A little bit less than 2 minutes here for Leviathan as they have Nano Boost approaching Grav, have Earth Shatter, and they are also approaching Valk, whereas with Uprising Goats they have approaching Symbol, they have Bob, and they are approaching Amplification Matrix, but they do end up swapping the D.Va from the Sigma, going for a little more orthodox, I believe the term is, for double shield comp. Reinhardt might rip the Shatter. Oh, ends up missing it. Unfortunate. But Kron ends up falling to Mitch via the Junkrat. Barry gets one. Having to make Leviathan hesitate on the rotation a little bit, stalling a little bit of time for Uprising Goats. Reinhardt rotating onto Zeus here. The whole team, rather. Reinhardt pinning in. Tactical Visor coming out, but the Symbol outright prevents it. Kron ends up falling again to Mitch, please. And Native getting Jesus. However, Barry is still uncontested on this Ashe spot. But will it be enough? Barry gets one. Barry gets two. Shatter comes out, getting the Torbjorn here. Leviathan gets one tick. Kron ends up getting 3 heart with his turret. Zark getting native. Zark gets the Mercy as well, and that is a hold on second point for Uprising Goats here, as I'm not sure if they have a touch. It does not appear that they will. 61.3% for Leviathan with a 1 point captured.
Score 0-1.
All Uprising Goats has to do to get the W for this game here is to cap first point and then get 61.4% on point 2. I'm curious to see what Uprising Goats opts on attack here, as they could play that Symmetra as they've shown potential on it with their defense. Or they could play that a more divier comp as we've seen with their 6-man on Busan. As with Leviathan's defense, I'm expecting more of a Reinhardt-based composition.
Ready for battle.
We do see Reinhardt, but we see a bunker comp with Sim Bastion. I'm curious to see what they do here. And then as for Uprising Goats, they're going for a standard rush with,
Attackers incoming in
well,
30
standard rush. We're just waiting to see what the other DPS will be, whether it'll be a Mei or a Sim. I wouldn't be surprised with either, but like I said, I am curious to see what Leviathan is planning on doing with this Sim Bastion comp here, with a Rhine Orisa rather than Sigma Orisa. Oh, but we do see a Reaper
5,
coming out for Uprising Goats.
2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend.
Leviathan, you're playing point, which will provide a lot of space for Uprising Goats to prop off, but that Bastion is going to be very, very difficult to play around rotation-wise. I think the best course of action for them is to rotate to their left onto this high ground as swiftly as possible. They do end up swapping Symmetra though, to attempt to make these rotations even easier for them. Leviathan not making any aggressive nor noticeable moves on their end. Ziptail almost falls there. Bastion relocating himself more onto the middle of point. Still playing those shields very well. And here we see Uprising go to the very creative rotation. Gonna try and pounce onto this Bastion as quick as they can. Zip into the team trying to get some sort of value here. Uprising Ghost follows up on the space created and end up getting the Mercy. And then the Reinhardt. Oh, but Rebel Mars ends up getting a Zeus. Both Immorts out. And tank information out as well, but it does not seem that will be enough for Leviathan to secure that fight. It appears that the Reinhardt's going to attempt to try and contest this, however. Not to get any tick of time off for Leviathan here.
New defense point. Objective B.
But it seems that little tick of time has ended up giving Uprising Goats the advantage, as it allowed them for the rest of their teammates to get back so they can complete this Symmetra TP as easily as possible. Oh, but Ziptail falling. However, we do see Barry trying to get a little creative with this High Noon, waiting patiently for his team to create some space for him to pop the High Noon and hopefully get very good value. Oh, but Native pinning in, but the Immor ends up saving Zeus here. Nobody's fallen yet. Barry gets the Baptiste, oh, but Kron falls as well. Shatter from Native, getting 3. A very massive shatter. But will it be enough? It appears it will. Still 3 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock here for Uprising Goats to get roughly 2 ticks. Ultimates wise, we see Bongo and both support ults, as well as closing in on Bob here for Leviathan. And as for Uprising Goats, they have both tank ults and both support ults, and closing in on Symmetra wall. A simple teleport main onto this high ground here. Coming out main as well. The team separated. Oh, but Rebel ends up getting 1. And be coming out from Ziptail. Ult's coming out from both teams. Oh! And now all of a sudden, Uprising Ghost ends up 1. One comes out. As well as Photon Barrier. Native ends up getting Ziptail. High Noon from Barry. It's none. Breedable getting Treeheart and Zakma getting Native. Will this be it for Leviathan? Oh, but Mitch Blues gets 2 with his turrets! So that does not seem that was still enough time nor enough kills for Leviathan. Uprising Goats win 3-0 over Leviathan. Very easily, it seems like. Alright. GG's to both teams, and time for the casters to nominate an MVP. Globby, do you have any candidates from yourself?
That one's tough. They all did really good. I think I'll go with I think I'm gonna go with Breedable on this one. Super good tank.
Yes, I agree. The Diva play was very nice from Breedable, but
And
if I had to, yes, the Sigma as well. But if I had to nominate mine, I would have to go with. Ooh, where is he? Fight Milk. That Hanzo on Junkertown was absolutely destructive, getting 1 to 2 picks every single fight, and I believe Fight Milk also had a very large impact on Busan as well.
Yeah, big time. That was a tough game.
Very. And also very entertaining for us as casters.
And you did an amazing job casting. Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. Is the stream still up?
Yeah, well, we're gonna have a good night, everybody.